Hi and welcome back to Chef Hacker Kitchen. Today we're going to take a look at rice pilaf. Now this is a dish that's classic, but it's very simple to make and it's just about universally appreciated. Over the years I've served it to all kinds of guests from all different backgrounds, and every one of them seemed to love it. In fact, when I do make this for guests, I typically make extra portions because I know people are going to want seconds. Anyway, let's get started. So we have 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of chicken stock, and that's the ratio that we always use, 1 starch to 2 liquids. We have about 1/4 cup of diced onions. We have about 2 tablespoons of butter. We have salt and pepper, maybe an eighth of a teaspoon each. And then we have a bay leaf, and that's really all it takes. All right, so we start by melting our butter in our pan. Add our onion and then saute those. Until they're translucent. One of the interesting things about this dish is that since pilaf is a method of cooking, once you learn it, you'll realize that it can also apply as a base for other dishes such as paella, jambalaya, things like that. The idea is the same. Saute the rice with some aromatics like onion, salt, and pepper. Get the rice coated with some butter or some fat of some sort, and then add your liquids and bring it to a boil and continue to simmer it for about 18 minutes. That's what we're going to do. All right, the onions are about translucent. So we're going to go ahead and add our rice. That's 1 cup. And then I'm going to mix it. The goal is to get each kernel of rice, or each grain of rice rather, coated in some oil. And if you're able to do that, then once the rice is cooked, rather than being a kind of a sticky lump the way rice sometimes is, each individual grain of rice will be puffy and light and sort of separate from the others. So that's really what we're going for. All right. I think we're about ready with that. I'm going to go ahead and add my salt and pepper. Now keep in mind, if you're using store-bought stock, you may end up with sort of a salty can or box, so tread lightly with your salt. We're going to put in 1 bay leaf, mix that. Then we're going to go ahead and add our 2 cups of chicken stock. And we're going to bring that to a boil. I like to stir the pilaf at this point because I want to ensure that there aren't any grains of rice either stuck to the bottom or stuck to the sides of the pan, because I think those could burn and I really don't want that to happen. Okay, so the flame is up on high. Going to wait for that to come to a boil. Then I'm going to turn it down to simmer. All right, it's come to a boil, so we're going to give it a stir, and we're going to put it on very low. Return the lid. Oh, before we do that, I want to grab a spoon, and I want to taste the liquid. And the reason I want to taste the liquid is what the liquid tastes like now is what the rice will taste like when it's completed. So, yeah, good, perfect. Great salt and pepper, wonderful taste from the stock. Don't quite have the bay leaf taste yet, but that will develop over the next 15 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 15 minutes. And that'll be that. Now, I'm cooking it very low on the stovetop, just almost a simmer, not quite. But when I learned about this in culinary school, we actually brought it to a boil on top of the stove, and then we put it in a 350-degree oven for exactly 18 minutes, covered. And the rice was done. So I will see you all, but I like to do it on top of the stove, and I'll see you back here in about 15 minutes. Okay. So it's been 15 minutes and the rice should be ready, yes. It looks lovely. Notice how it isn't stuck together. And now I can smell the bay leaf and the onion and butter. Wow, very good. Okay, so let's plate this out. All right, so I usually serve this in a service bowl. As I think I may have said, I usually make extra portions because people seem to love this, no matter who they are or what their background and culinary, cultural, or otherwise. And I guess I'll take it old school with a little bit of parsley on top. And there we go. So that's rice pilaf. Now be sure to make extra portions of this because whoever you serve it to is really going to love it. You won't be sorry, and neither will they. Okay, if you like this video, please go ahead and like the video. Why not subscribe? This way you'll always know when we make new ones. And we'd love to hear from you. Go ahead down in the comments. Tell us what you think. Have you made this dish before? If you try it now, let us know how you make out. And maybe you want to substitute, hack it on your own. Use quinoa in place of the rice, or maybe some lentils or brown rice. Let us know how you make out, okay? Thank you very much.